Good morning and welcome. Today we are going to be learning about probability, and this will be the first video in a series on these videos. In the course of this lesson, we are going to understand what probability means. We are going to learn how to find the probability of an event occurring. We are going to learn the meaning of theoretical and experimental probability. We are going to solve mathematical problems on theoretical and experimental probability. Probability refers to the chance of an event occurring, such that a high probability means a high chance of the event occurring, and low probability means a low chance of the event occurring. Now, this is very important because it is used in inference, analysis, and forecasting. For example, weather forecasters, by reading the data in the air, determine the chance of perhaps rain falling on a particular day, and by giving that information out to the public, people know to take umbrellas with them. But without knowledge of probability, such things will not be possible. Probability is the bedrock of any inference or forecasting calculation. And in mathematics, probability is measured as a fraction between 0 and 1, where 0 means that the event cannot occur and 1 means that the event is definitely going to occur. To find the probability of an event occurring, we first need to find out the total number of equally likely events that could occur and the number of those occurrences that will result in our event. This means that, for example, if we toss a coin, there are 3 things that could happen. The coin could land on its head, on its tail, or on its side. However, the chances of the coin landing on the head and tail are equal, but the chances of the coin landing on its side is not equal to that of head or tail. So we don't call that one of the equally likely events, and it is so low to negligible that we can let it go. So the total number of equally likely events will be 2. The coin landing with its head facing up or its tail facing up. Those events are equally likely to happen. However, landing on its side is not very likely and so can be neglected. If we want to find out the probability of getting a head in one toss, then we know that there is only one way we can get a head. Out of the 2 possible outcomes, there is only one. So the probability of getting a head is 1/2 or 0.5. That means 1 chance out of the 2 possible outcomes. Mathematically, probability of an event occurring is given by P equal to x over n, where x is the number of ways an event can occur, and n is the number of total possible outcomes. So everything that could happen the number of everything that could happen is our n, while the number of things that could happen to give us our desired result is x. Finding the probability of an event occurring using theories, as we've just done in the case of the coin, where we decided that getting a head is 1/2 without actually tossing a coin, this is known as theoretical probability. However, if we carry out an experiment to find out how many times an event will occur in a given number of trials, and then recording the probability from that experiment, this is known as experimental probability. Here's a practice exercise. We are going to do an experiment on probability. We're going to take a coin or a die and toss it 120 times, recording the result of each toss. So if you are taking a coin, you will have a table with the headings head and tail, and each time you get a head, you will record it on that head. Each time you get a tail, you record it on that tail. If you are tossing a die, you are going to have a table with the titles with the titles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then each time the die faces up, you will record the number it faces. Now, we know that theoretically, since a coin has a probability of 1/2 for head and 1/2 for tails, if we toss a coin 120 times, we should get about half of those tosses, which is 60, to be heads, and about 60 to be tails. This is what our theoretical probability tells us. And if we are to toss the die 120 times, we should get 1/6 of each toss for each number. So we should have about 21s, 22s, 23s, 24s, 25s, 26. However, we don't know if this is true. So we are going to carry out an experiment to find out what is the probability of getting a head when you toss a coin, and what is the probability of getting a tail when you toss a coin. We're also going to find out what is the probability of getting a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6 when you toss a die. So we are going to compare the results of experimental and theoretical probabilities using this. I would like you to carry out this experiment in your homes, compare your results, write a report, and upload it in the comment section. We are going to discuss more about this, the differences between theoretical and experimental probabilities and their applications after you upload your results. I hope you're able to learn something new today. Thank you for watching and see you in class.